Hello again. Hello for day seven of the Olympic Games.
Wow, day seven. It doesn't feel like it's been that many days, I guess. I don't know.
No, but wow, I'm certainly sleep deprived. So maybe my body might be thinking, yeah, no, day seven of not much sleep. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, but we're surviving.
We're surviving, and it's worth persevering with because we've had the first day of athletics today.
We have, and it was very exciting. What would you say has been the highlight of it so far?
Oh well, that women's 100 meters heats, which were just absolutely insane. Um,
Mm.
for those who don't know, Chris and I have been on the World Athletics website on their Inside Track, where they're sort of doing lots of people watching in time, kind of an athletics goggle box kind of situation. And yeah, that watching that live, it was like I thought we'd see a few sub 11 times in the heat maybe, but I didn't think we'd be seeing that many and that comfortably under 11 seconds.
No, I agree. I don't think we'd see them that quickly either. But then who knows? They might have some people might have gone a bit too quick too soon. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. The semi-finals are really going to sort out who's really going to be in form and who's going to be the ones to look out for.
Yeah. So we'll have a quick look at that just now. Because yeah, it was Tarlu with the third fastest ever women's 100 meter time from an Olympic Games.
Yeah, I wasn't quite expecting her to run that quick, and although I think she did the same in Doha, maybe so, and then didn't get any quicker.
Yeah,
She went quickest in the heats.
but yeah, she sets her stall out early, and I mean, it is an African record. Yeah, we've definitely got to consider that. But yeah, whether she'll be able to continue that and whether she'll be able to run times like that sort of much closer together with the semi-finals and the finals on the same session, I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know, but I don't. I'll be honest, I don't think she will. But that's just me being skeptical. But no, it's definitely looking at those times. I mean, national records and PBs all over the place.
Yeah. Um, Isla Del Puente taking the Swiss record from Kambunji just after Kambunji equalled the Swiss record, was it?
Yeah, and then yeah, Darren needs to break in 11 seconds for the first time. And yeah, some I think Gina Bass got a national record for Gambia, which is good.
Yeah. And there was another national record which was from Malawi all the way back with
Yeah,
11:68, which of course is not going to threaten the medals or wouldn't have done in any situation, but still nice to see.
yeah. No, it was good. I mean, everyone that was meant to make it through kind of made it through, didn't they? So
Yeah. No.
the semi-finals will be where the shocks happen.
Yes. Sort of whether Daryl Nita can maintain this success that she's found in the heats, and whether the people who've been sort of running sub 10.9, sub 10.8, whether they can sort of repeat those performances uh,
Yeah,
on Saturday night.
yeah. It's going to be interesting. We'll have to see what happens. Um, there were some other heats going on today, weren't there? The women's 800.
Yeah, they were um, very interesting to watch. There was Natoya Gould who got the fastest time of the session, which I know that she has been sub 2 minutes, I think, in Stockholm this year, but I didn't have her down to be the fastest qualifier from the heats.
I think she was not second or third fastest on the list coming in, was she? I feel like
She
she was.
she was up there.
Yeah, but I guess yeah, I didn't. Well, I don't know. She run. She can run. She can be blow a bit hot and cold, can't she?
Yeah,
So I don't know necessarily know if she, you never know what you're going to get with her. So
but
yeah,
great fast time from Gemma Riki. Something that we've come to expect from her. And
yeah. I was just pleased to see her make it out of the heats because it's the first time she's actually done that at a major championships.
yeah,
She's always gone out in the heats at every one, so it was nice to actually see her not only just qualify but actually run a very good heat, a very smart heat.
it's mad to think with sort of Keely Hodgkinson sort of emerging this year that Gemma Reekie feels like a bit of a, by comparison, feels like the experienced member of the squad when really no, she's very young and very new to this championship stuff.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, both of the youngsters ran really smart tactical heats, so I was really pleased to see them both make it.
And again, no massive surprises here. Would you say?
I guess Melissa Bishop was the only one that was a surprise-ish that she didn't make it.
Yeah. But yeah,
But she was just caught in a slow heat. Basically, that was the thing. And if you're not in the top three or whatever it was, you weren't making it. So that was a shame for her.
But we also saw a Finnish national record in this. So again, it's the women in particular seem to be going very fast in the qualification rounds.
Yes, because we didn't really see that in the men's 4 hurdles, did we? It was a little bit more. Well, they were going okay, but I think it's because we had our standards up here for the men's 4 hurdles, so maybe it was okay for heats, but
Yeah, maybe
yeah,
sort of at the last Olympics we'd be quite impressed with sort of 48.38 being the fastest time in the heats of the 400 hurdles, but the event has more than exploded.
yeah, definitely, and yeah, I mean, who was the fastest? Yeah, it was Samba, wasn't it? Who was fastest, which was interesting.
Because he hasn't looked amazing so far this year.
Yeah, so it was. I think he's whether he's quick enough for a medal, I'm still not so sure, but he was definitely looking back to some sort of form that we used to seeing him in.
Yeah, he's looking like a potential finalist once again. And Varholm and Benjamin doing what they needed to do to qualify. Same with McMaster. Who else? And Jahil Hyde. I think that he's perhaps a name we didn't expect to see up there so much.
I thought it'd be the best of the Jamaicans, but yeah, I didn't think it'd be. Well, I guess it's early days yet, but
Yeah.
if there's going to be a Jamaican in the final, it'll be him. I think it was the Algerian that surprised me, but then I didn't really know much about him before. So
And Thomas Barr of Ireland making his way through. Not hopefully he can make his way to the final, but I think he will have quite an uphill battle to do so.
yeah, you do wonder if a woman, because we can say Ireland made the final of the mixed 4x4, so you kind of wonder will he do that? 'Cause I don't know if he might not be quick enough to replace someone in the men's of the mixed team, but it is doable. He can race tomorrow night because the semi-finals of the hurdles are not to the following night, so he'll have a day to rest. But yeah, that's another debate if they want to run him out in that final, because he may as well say he's running another Olympic final if he wants to do that.
Yeah, and he's definitely. I mean, the Irish team is quite inexperienced when it comes to championship relays, whereas he's got that experience coming in, which would be quite useful, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he looked okay to make the semis, but obviously I don't think he'll progress any further.
And good old David Kinzera making his way through as well. And the slowest...
So there was no upsets in that either, were there, really?
No, there weren't. I'd say the only sort of upset on the track was really in the men's steeplechase with Hilary Bohr not making it.
Yeah, that's true. And because even in the women's 5K, there wasn't much to kind of. I guess Eilish McColgan would have liked to have made the final, but
yeah,
there was a bit of an incident.
Yeah, very upsetting because she was looking very good prior to that. Oh, my voice is going like Paula Radcliffe. Yeah, she was looking in great form before that. She looked like she could have potentially got top 5 in that heat, but not to be. She's still got the 10K to go though.
Yeah, and that's not for another week yet, so plenty of time.
Yeah. Well, in the women's shot put, Raven Saunders topping Group A, but I believe it was Gong Li Zhao with the best throw of the day. And, it was no fuss from her, as we'd sort of expect. And Song, the second Chinese competitor, in second there.
Yeah, I think, again, the only ones, I guess, to miss out were maybe Thomas Dodd and Schwanitz. But then, were they going to be that much of a threat? Probably not. So, I think the main protagonists who are in the mix of the medals are probably going to be there. Although Brittany Crew didn't get a mark, so she's another one that missed out.
Yeah, and 17th place for Sophie McKenna. Would have been nice to see her make a final as she did in 2019 at the Worlds,
Yeah,
but not to be at the moment.
yeah, but yeah, still, it's still good for her to be at the Olympics, and yeah, it was. I think the Chinese and the Americans and Valerie Adams and Dongmo were going to be in the mix there with the likes of Fanny Roos.
But we are yet to discuss the first athletics medals decided of Tokyo 2020, and it was Selman
Literally just
Barega.
happened about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, so
Yeah, with
yeah, I was pleased for him.
yeah, and I thought he raced quite a smart race. He just kicked at the right time. It was that nice balance of sort of somewhat fast, but not. It wasn't just a plain old sprint finish. There was it wasn't wait for the bow and then sprint. It wasn't a Kieran. It was make your move at the right time kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. He did well, and he got enough of a lead that they were never going to catch him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Cheptegei did well to actually get the silver. I thought, given Kiplimo seemed to have a little bit more pace, but he came through and got him on the line.
Yeah, I think
So,
that
yeah.
might be good news for my at-stat predictions because although I put Kiplimo to get gold, I think I put Cheptegei to get silver.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did the same. I did Kiplimo, Cheptegei, and then I did Kajelcha. But I was tempted by Borrega, but I just thought I just didn't. I just didn't think he was going to do it because he always seems to be the bridesmaid.
And then sort of very disappointing for Mo Ahmed of Canada. He looked to be a threat for much of the race, but just couldn't get there up in the medals on the final lap.
Wasn't even the first North American home.
Yeah.
Grant Fisher,
Grant Fisher.
Excellent 5th place.
Yes, very impressive from him. I wouldn't say he's one of the most known people in this field.
No, not at all. He did well. So yeah, that was a good first day of the athletics, wasn't it?
Yeah. Shall we'll have a look at the other sports action of today?
Yeah, I guess we should just mention the men's high jump. Tom Gale made it through with a nice season's best of 2:28, and the women's triple jump. Pretty much everyone. Bargwin made it through at the end, which is great with her last jump. All the big protagonists seem to make it through to that as well, I think. So, yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a good Olympics so far for the athletics.
Away from the athletics, we had a good Britain had a good day in the BMXing. Interesting here that the three countries that won medals were the same in both.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they're three very dominant countries in a way, and well, obviously Britain now. I mean, in terms of World Cups and the World Champs, with though Colombia and the Dutch are always pretty strong, and Britain have done well, but never done well at the Olympics, and that's kind of those fortunes have been changed today.
Yes, because I think Colombia have won the at least the women's won. I think the last two Olympics in a row.
Pajon was triple or double defending champion. So, and she, to be fair, she very, very nearly got the triple. If there was another meter or two, she probably would have won it.
Yeah, but at the same time, Bethany Shriver was looking very dominant. I think in the semi-final rounds, she was just winning everything, every run. So, a definitely well-deserved gold medal for her.
Yeah, and when you think that she had to crowdfund herself to get to the Olympics because the UK sport weren't giving her any funding. So that's a whole debate because I know there's already been debates about whether the rowing team need to lose their funding. And when you think that we've won a gold in the mountain bike and the BMX, where we don't really give any money, it'll be interesting.
Although I'm not saying that rowing should lose its funding. I do find it interesting that UK sports philosophy has long been to support sports where you'd have individuals with lots of good medal chances, and so they've turned away from team sports. So they don't fund basketball much and what have you. But then in rowing, it's let's fund 8 men or 8 women for a single gold medal there. So part of me does think it's an inconsistency in the philosophy that they're espousing.
Yeah, they definitely. Well, it was a bit weird the way they did it, wasn't it? Like they give rowing quite a lot, don't they? So
yeah.
Yeah, but it was good to see. I mean, I guess Kai White was the first to win the medal. It was the first ever medal in BMX, and then
Yeah.
Shriver to get just hang on for the win. Brilliant race.
Yeah, we just sort of sat there willing him like, can he get there to the gold? But no, it wasn't to happen. Although he was looking very much of a threat throughout the rounds.
Definitely. Yeah, good day for the BMXers.
Yes. We also had, as far as British medals are concerned, we got a bronze in the trampolining for Bryony Page to back up her silver from Rio 2016.
Yeah, it was a good performance because I didn't think she'd beat McLennan, the Canadian, and she did. She beat her, and then that was enough for her to hold on to a medal. It was really close, but yeah, no fairy tale third gold again. That's another one that's missed out on the third gold in a row for the Canadian. But yeah, Bryony Page backing up a silver from Rio with a bronze.
Yeah, I do feel sorry for McLennan there, and that she's been very much a poster girl of Canadian sport, particularly summer sport, for a while. So she probably felt a lot of pressure, and she just couldn't quite get up into the medals there.
Yeah, she didn't do much wrong. It was just the fact that there were 3 people better than her today. So
yeah. What else should we have a look at? What has happened today?
I guess we should head to the pool.
The pool, of course. I'll be honest, I haven't caught much of the swimming today. Been so caught up in athletics.
Well, we've had a very good day in the pool. Duncan Scott became the most successful swimmer for an Olympics in Britain for again since 1900 whatever.
It's always 1908. When in doubt, 1908.
Yeah, that silver in the 200 IM. We finally got an IM medal after so many close misses at these Olympics. Yeah, it was so close. He nearly won it. He did such a good race, and he literally gave everything. He was gasping for air at the end of it, and just couldn't beat Wang, the Chinese man, who was they both had a good freestyle, both of them. So it was one of the ones where they kind of cancelled each other out. So but Scott just had that little bit, and he dipped for the wall, but didn't quite get there. So, but still another silver medal for Duncan individually to go with his gold in the relay.
And then Luke Greenbank in the backstroke, who, he was looking very much a threat in the semi-final. So glad to see that he was able to follow through with that to get a bronze medal.
Yeah, we said that there would be the 3 that would get the medal. I think Ryan Murphy, I said, would swim a little bit better in the final, and he did. And I don't think he's ever going to win it, but it was more between Greenbank and Murphy for the silver. Rylov was already too far gone for the gold. And we did get a world record from Tatiana Schoenemaker in that 200 breaststroke final. It was a shame for the Brits not to be nearer the medals. They were back in 6th and 7th, but it was a really fast race, and the event has moved on a little bit. So
yeah,
it was really good.
Because she was looking imperious in the semi-finals. So again, it's nice. I mean, most of the finals have sort of gone relatively in line with the semi-finals, but nice to see that she could follow through, having missed out on a gold medal a few days before.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's been some good races, and then there was what was the other final we had?
We had the women's 100 free, so another silver medal for Jorge, and gold for McKeon.
Yeah, it was again. That was another good race. Those 3 kind of did pull away a little bit, but yeah, McKeon was just about enough to hang on from Jorge, and Campbell kind of survived to take the bronze. So good to see her get another Olympic medal.
And just having a quick look at the women's 100 backstroke, or 200 backstroke rather. So Emily Seabon being the fastest qualifier there. Phoebe Bacon. I smell bacon at the moment actually, which is making me quite hungry.
Yeah. This was good to see Seabon kind of back in a way, to kind of, because she's obviously been around a long time, and it was good to see her top the qualifying list, but still be tough for her to get a medal because they're not too far behind, and you've got the likes of Kylie Marston and Katie McHugh in there as well, so, and Taylor Ruck. So there's quite a few in the mix there. And we've had some heats from the the medley relays have just been happening now as we've been on. Fortunately, the British women didn't make it. They were missed out in 9th. interesting decision because they pulled Anna Hopkins from the 53. I'm assuming more for the mixed final that's like tomorrow. So she'll probably run the freestyle in that final. But then obviously we then had Freya Anderson in this, but we didn't swim. Kathleen Dawson didn't swim either. So we've obviously rested Kathleen Dawson and Anna Hopkins for the big final tonight or tomorrow. If that makes sense. But then we took a risk and then it didn't pay off because we had Cassie Wild and Freya in this, and yeah, just missed out. So I can see what they're doing. They're trying to play it safe for tonight, but then the women have also that's the end of the champs for a lot of them now. So, but luckily the men qualified second fastest, so looking very good there. Without PT as well. We had James Wilby in that one, whereas the rest of the team was the same with Greenbank, Guy, and Duncan Scott. So yeah, with PT in there, that could improve maybe.
Yeah.
Us versus America, I think.
Oh, it's fun challenging the Americans in swimming, given that they've long been so dominant, especially in the relays.
Yeah, and Ben Proud made it to the semis of the 53, and Daniel Jervis made the 1500 final, which was good. He was fifth in there. Mr. Romanchuk was the fastest, I think. So yeah, that'll be another good final.
And would you like to run through the tennis of the day?
Yes, we have our champions in the men's doubles. It was the top seeds, the actual Croatian doubles pair, as opposed to Cilic and Dodig, who were the silver medalists. And then the bronze went to New Zealand, which was great. I was really pleased with them. New Zealand, I think they hadn't won a tennis medal since 1900 and something. So, it was good to see New Zealand win a medal in tennis because they're not known for their tennis really, and they did well. And then the big shock, obviously, is in the singles. Novak Djokovic will not be doing the Golden Slam this year. He lost to Zverev in a very interesting match because Djokovic cruised the first set 6-1. Zverev fought back and won the second 6-3. And then he destroyed Djokovic in that third set 6-1. So, real surprise. And again, that's the third semi-final at the Olympics that Djokovic has lost. He lost in Beijing to Nadal and then fought back and won the bronze. He lost to Roger Federer. No, sorry, Andy Murray beat him at Wimbledon for the 2012 Olympics, and then he lost a bronze match to Del Potro, and then in Rio he lost in the first round to Del Potro. So he's not having a great time at the Olympics. He's still not won that gold.
But, yes, so no Golden Slam for him. And I mean, do you think there'll even be a potential for a career Golden Slam for him?
He could still do. Obviously, Paris isn't too far away, but then that's at Roland Garros. And if Nadal's there and there's others, maybe in a best of 3 sets, he'd fancy some of the clay players maybe. So, yeah, definitely interesting. And I'm just checking, he's playing mixed doubles at the moment in the semis, and they've lost the first set, but are a breakup in the second. So he still wants that. He can still win a gold medal, but he needs to turn it around in this match. The Russians have already made the final in the other semi, beating the Aussies. And then it's the Russians leading this one. So it could be an all-Russian final in the mixed. And there's a Russian in the singles final with Khachanov beating Karina Buster. So Zverev and Khachanov is the men's final. And obviously we've still got Bencic and who else was it? Vondrousova, who in the women's. So yeah, nearly wrapped up the tennis.
Yeah. It always does surprise me how quickly it goes because it is just a 1-week tournament.
Yeah. And then I guess for British medals elsewhere, rowing, we finished the regatta with a nice bronze in the men's 8 in the last race, the meet, but another 4th place before that for Vicky Thornley. So, yeah, real shame for the British team to really only come back with 2 medals, and it's only a silver and a bronze.
Yeah, I think it was 84 the first time was the last time that we didn't win a gold. So, I think there'll be lots to consider for British rowing there. Lots to unpack of what went wrong and what they can improve upon for Paris, because that's, given how dominant and how reliable rowing's been as a sort of gold medal winning sport, this is a bit of an issue, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess we should probably mention the team sports, because we had British women in quarterfinals in both the football and the rugby sevens. A mixed bag. I mean, rugby sevens was good. They performed pretty well, and they won through to the semis. And I think they've got France in the semis, which maybe is a little bit easier than the other semi-final. So that's a nice draw for them. So hopefully they can repeat their silver medal success of Rio and get us another medal.
But in the football, in a match that was toing and throwing, at the end of it, 2 goals in extra time for Australia sealed it for them.
Yeah, it was a very bizarre match really because we had obviously they were 1-0 up. We fought back, went to 2-1 in the lead, and then they equalised in the 87th minute. Really, we thought you thought we'd in the semis because obviously they lost in the quarterfinals in London, so they haven't made it past this stage. And then went to extra time. We had a penalty at 2-2, didn't do it, and then immediately after that Australia scored, and then they scored again, and it was over. So credit to the Australians, they did really well to fight to stay in that match, but yeah, that's the end of the road, I'm afraid. And I really thought they were going to win a medal, so disappointed.
Yeah, I did as well. It seems that, well, of course, Great Britain, they've only competed once before at an Olympics. But if you were to sort of compare it to England's results over past major tournaments, it's a considerable step down.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't deter us from entering again. That's my main issue.
Yeah, I know that we've had a bit of a recent managerial change. I don't know what impact that will have had. I also don't actually know how long term that managerial change is. So
Yeah,
maybe
I think it's reasonably, long term.
okay. So maybe just waiting for the dust to settle on that, and maybe they can, well, for England, do better at the Euros next year. They've got home Euros, and then World Cup 2023, Olympics 2024.
Exactly. I've not been across equestrian today. Do you know what's been happening?
I do not actually. It's been a busy day of all sorts. All I know is that it's been the dressage, but we'll have a quick look.
So just whilst you're looking, I'll just mention the diving. Grace Reed unfortunately just missed out on making out the prelims in the 3-meter springboard. She's actually the first reserve in 19th. And Scarlett New-Jensen also missed out. So no Brits' interest in that going forward.
The good news is at the moment, I think it's still ongoing, but Oliver Townend is leading at the moment with his 23-6 penalty points from the dressage. So that's good. And Laura Collis as well, which I should think would put us in good stead in the team event. We've only had 2 riders go so far, but it's promising signs.
Sure. I guess I'll mention the canoe slalom. We had a 6th place from Bradley Forbes Cryans, who qualified reasonably well, but then didn't have the best run in the final. But when you think he beat Joe Clark to make the team, who's defending champion, it was a lot of pressure on him. But it was the Czech guy who won, who was actually Rob, well not Rob, but Joe Clark beat him last time, so he finally got his gold, which was good to see.
And then just looking at the boxing, we have now a guaranteed medal in Benjamin Whittaker.
Yeah.
As Pat McCormack as well. So we've done okay there. And then Caroline Dubois through through from the round of 16 in the women's lightweight category.
Did we not have 2 confirmed medals in the boxing today? I can't.
Pat McCormack and Whittaker, I think. So that's good news there.
I'll just briefly mention the golf. This interrupted at the end of the day. They didn't quite get around everyone, but Xander Schauffele of the you say his name? I think it's Schauffele of America. He's leading 1 shot from the Mexican Carlos Ortiz, and then Paul Casey is in the top 10, 7 under par, along with McIlroy and Shane Lowry, and Japan's Hideki Matsuyama, all in contention.
I think we will wrap up our review for today there.
Yes, we've done a
lot. But it's been a good fun day. Can't wait for more athletics tomorrow. We'll be on the World Athletics website again tomorrow.
Yeah, from 1 a.m. If you're up at 1 a.m., log on to the World Athletics page, Inside Track, and you can watch us talk through those women's 400 meter hurdles heats and the men's 800 meter heats.
Oh, wonderfully, wonderfully sold, Chris. So, well, thank you all for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.